أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you, my dear friends? Hope you all understood our previous lessons. Alhamdulillah. So let's proceed to our next important part of Arabic basics, and that is parts of speech. In English, as you all know, that there are 8 parts of speech, namely noun, verb, adjective, pronoun, adverb, conjunction, interjection, and preposition. Now, why I have included this in the basics of Arabic language? Let me relate to this. Let me relate this to our lesson. In order to learn any language or grammar of any language, we must have knowledge of any other language and its grammar. So uh, we are using the grammar of English as a reference so that you can find the basics of Arabic, the grammar of Arabic very easy in studying and learning, inshallah. By this, you will be building your fundamentals very strong, inshallah. So, we were talking about parts of speech. There are total 8 parts of speech in English, whereas in Arabic there are only 3 parts of speech, namely ismun, which is called as noun. Next is fi'lun, which is called as verb, and last is harfun, that is particle. The whole Arabic language consists of only these 3 things: nouns, verbs, and particles. Now, one may think that are there not any adjectives or pronouns or adverbs or interjections or prepositions and conjunctions in Arabic language? Yes, there are, but they fell in the category of these 3 parts of speech. As you can see on the screen, uh, the noun in Arabic can be subdivided into adjective, pronoun, adverb, and interjection in Arabic language. And particles in Arabic can be categorized as preposition and conjunction. Now these are all terminologies in Arabic language. Harf or harfun means letter or alphabet. Kalima means word. Huruf is plural of harf. When many words in Arabic combine, they form a sentence. And in order to form a word, many letters or alphabets have to be combined together. Correct? Now, to form a kalima in Arabic language, we need at least 3 harf. Here in this case, harf means letter. 3 letters are needed to form a kalima in Arabic language. Now, if we explain that in detail, or we explain that in noun and verb. There must be 3 letters to form a noun and verb, at least 3 letters. Whereas to form a particle, only one particle can suffice, or maybe 2 particles can come in a particle. Sometimes more can come, but at least one particle suffices to make a particle. Now here there is a tree diagram, kalima, which can be subdivided into harf, fi'l and ism. There are 3 types of words in Arabic language. Harf. Harf here means particle. Next is fi'l, means verb. Next is ism, that is noun. Now we come to the next topic, that is identification of noun, identification of verb, and identification of harf or particle. How we can identify ism, fi'l and harf in Arabic language. If there is a kalima and if there is a meaning in that kalima, but there is no mention of any time, means by seeing that word we don't come to know about the time, may it be past, present or future. That word or that kalima is called as ism, noun. Next is how to identify verb or fi'l in Arabic. If we find any kalima and it has meaning and it also provides us the information about time, that is, there may be past tense or present tense or future tense in that particular kalima, then that word, that kalima can be categorized into a verb. It can be called as a verb. If a word doesn't have any meaning, and to know its meaning we have to see another word, so that word comes in the category of harf or particle. So that was our lesson regarding parts of speech. Hope you all comprehended very nicely. All the screenshots or all the images of these explanations will be shared with you, inshallah. Jazakallahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.